Hey everybody, what's up? It's Amelin from BadlandsBacklogs here with our Dungeons of Hinterberg. One of my favorite things about GamePass is its ability to help you discover a new favorite game or experience. Checking the recent releases and seeing titles you otherwise wouldn't have heard of, or titles that fell under the radar, has brought a ton of great times and experiences recently. This week, that happened to be Dungeons of Hinterberg. A new twist on classic dungeon crawling fare, accompanied by a world that's so bright and colorful it looks like it was ripped right off the pages of a comic book. This should definitely be on everyone's list to get around to sometime this year. Dungeons of Hinterberg released on July 18th, 2024, and is the first outing of Austrian-based developer Microbird. Taking place in the idealistic vacation retreat village of Hinterberg, it's nestled right on a picture-perfect lake, surrounded by mountains to ski on, rolling green hills with abandoned mines scattered about, and a murky swamp to have your own canoeing adventures. Sounds like your perfect vacation and has everything you could possibly want, right? Well, not quite. See, that's not the case for the people planning trips for Hinterberg. They're coming for another reason, and that's killing monsters and running through dungeons. That's right, Hinterberg in recent years has become a centerpiece for magical activity, causing portals to appear in the area that transport whoever goes through them to dungeons filled with monsters and puzzles to push your way through. The only way out is collecting a stamp conveniently located near the exit, letting you continue on your way. The portals aren't the only thing, as ancient spheres have also been unearthed, granting whoever interacts with them magical powers from controlling tornadoes, summoning large spike bombs, and my personal favorite, summoning a magical snowboard leaving behind a trail of fire, and offering a new way of traversal. As expected, these happenings have made Hinterberg a tourist trap of sorts, completely changing its identity to get the most out of these magical occurrences. Nonetheless, there's still enough to bring our player character Louisa to take a break from her time as an aspiring law student to get away from her day to day. Gameplay is essentially divided into two sections: the actual dungeoning and a social life sim aspect at the That's end of right. Each of your days. Hinterberg in recent years Let's start with the social centerpiece for magical. Being a tourist town, there's obviously an abundance of local villagers and other adventurers goes through them to dungeons filled with monsters your story how you see fit. At the end of each night, when you return to town, a seemingly random group of villagers will be scattered around to shop from and talk to the portals. Sometimes you get side quests to complete in the coming days, or just pass the time with them to increase your granting whoever interacts with them magical powers. Through different tiers of friendship, you'll find yourself unlocking stat boosts, spike bombs, gear, or even my personal favorite, summoning a magical snowboard. However, you're only able to spend time with one person a night, which means you have to plan what sort of path you want to go down for unlocks without abnormally extending the length of game just for another perk or two. Clearing dungeons is really the focal point of the game, but sadly is held up by a combat system that falls short at times. There's well over 20 different dungeons to explore throughout your time in Hinterberg, with each one being vastly different from the last. You'll go from classic puzzle solving to Super Mario Galaxy type worlds to classic gauntlet top-down style dungeon crawling. I was pleasantly surprised every time I took a trip through a portal and the game would introduce me to some new gameplay style or mechanic I've never seen before. Equipped with a basic sword, Louisa is limited on actual attack patterns with very basic combo strings that you never really get to expand on. They try and give you the idea of growth, with a combination of weapon and armor enchantments, charms that give passive buffs to your character, and attack combos that let you do additional abilities like summoning meteors, having wind blades erupt from your sword, or ground slash attacks. These work great separately, but when mixed, cause further issues. I eventually unlocked the classic combo meter, where the higher my combo is, it unlocked the passive healing for the mana points or my stamina. But using my attack conduits, for example, would take so long they'd reset that timer, and then the moves themselves wouldn't actually add on to it. The different layers to help you would actively be fighting against each other. I do also sadly have to point out a few issues I had that at times almost broke my game. Towards the latter half, while transitioning back to town, my screen would just turn black. Outside of the hut, I could see my character moving on the minimap, talk to people, and transition between parts of the town, but couldn't actually see it. I also ran across an issue trying to equip large health pots to a specific item slot in the quick menu, causing my game to freeze for upwards of 10 seconds, leading me to think it completely froze without damage. While nothing major, I did want to bring this up. Dungeons of Hinterberg is a solid single-player dungeon I'm excited to see your Microbird game to